Coming up on UCF Nightly News. Learn about the latest developments on the U.S. sanctions against Russia.
Plus, find out who won the student government and their goals once in office.
Discover how the RWC is celebrating Women's History Month by empowering more women to feel comfortable at the gym.
And in sports, see how the UCF baseball team is preparing for their series against number 2 Ole Miss this weekend.
Nightly News starts now. Afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Kristen McKay.
And I'm Hannah Jo Groves. Today is Friday, March 4th, 2022.
On Thursday, President Biden issued new sanctions against Russia's elite as the war in Ukraine escalates. Viewer discretion is advised as the following clips are graphic. Russian convoy heads towards the capital of Kyiv, leaving many injured. The United Nations say at least 500,000 people have fled the country, and some are in shelters. UCF lecturer Miroslav Shaplovov conducted fieldwork in Ukraine in 2019. He says this conflict is unprecedented.
Anything is possible to a degree in the modern context of international relations. We should not close ourselves to the possibilities of crises like these.
In an email, UCF Media Relations Coordinator Rachel Williams says UCF Global is closely monitoring study abroad programs in Eastern Europe.
Publix is the latest American grocery chain to remove Russian-made vodkas from its shelves. In support of Ukraine, Total Wine & More, which has 34 locations in Florida, removed all Russian-made products from its shelves earlier this week as well. The move comes as several businesses across the country began removing Russian-made products in opposition to Russia's invasion.
Tensions are high between Israelis and Palestinians living in the neighborhood of Shepard. The Palestinian Student Association chanted "Free, Free Palestine" during a rally at Memory Mall on Wednesday. They say Palestinian families are being evicted from their homes in East Jerusalem. The president of PSA says the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians have gone on for more than 70 years, and she says the best they can do is to raise awareness on campus.
Palestinians are here. We're on campus. We want to be echoed. We want to be amplified. We want our voices to be heard. I think UCF Palestine is a great place to start if you want to stand in solidarity.
Lutfi says many PSA members have families who are impacted by the Israeli attacks. Nightly News will keep you updated on this international crisis.
UCF student government announced the new student body president and vice president on Wednesday. Students voted at the beginning of the week through My UCF. I will tell you more about the campaign process for both sets of candidates. UCF student government announced Daniela Lopez as the student body president and Zelly Martinez as the vice president. Lopez and Martinez were the only pair to formally put their name on the ballot. Shayla Macias and Daniel Karimi DeCordy announced their write-in campaign last Friday. Macias says she was motivated to run because she believes no election should be uncontested.
I do believe the students in this case should have a choice, and so I hope it inspires people to always keep up to date on when elections are and give it a go.
Student government announced the election winners here in the heart of campus, the Student Union Atrium, for everyone to hear. Student body president-elect Daniela Lopez said she thought campaigning Monday through Wednesday was helpful in getting students to vote.
But at the end of the day, tabling and being out here is how you're going to reach the majority of the students that usually wouldn't come into contact on a daily basis.
While campaigning, Lopez and Martinez say they got to talk with many students about their platform, A Brighter Tomorrow. Vice President-elect Zelly Martinez says she feels ready to represent her fellow students.
I was a freshman. I went through being a commuter. I went through living off campus. I'm a first-generation student. I want to be able to advocate for all the people that, I'm similar like and the ones that I'm not similar like.
Lopez and Martinez say they plan to promote diversity and increase student engagement. New student body president Lopez and vice president Martinez will officially be in office on May 6th at 12 p.m. UCF student government will not hold a runoff election at this time.
As the number of COVID-19 infections and hospitalizations decrease, states are beginning to end mask mandates. The CDC released new guidelines in response to the lower infection rates. I will tell you more about the CDC's new recommendations. With the decline in infections and hospitalizations, states are getting rid of their COVID-19 restrictions. On Friday, the CDC came out with a new monitoring tool called COVID-19 Community Levels. Counties will now be classified as low, medium, or high based on the number of infections and hospitalizations. President of UCF Student Health Services, Dr. Michael Deacon, says living with COVID-19 may be the new normal.
Entering right now is this endemic phase where we as individuals have to learn to live with it.
According to the CDC, Orange County has a medium community level with 19 hospitalizations per 100,000. The CDC recommends that masks be worn for anyone immunocompromised and to continue to get vaccinated. As mask mandates and other COVID restrictions ease around the country, public schools have followed suit. With Orange County having a medium community level, on Monday, Orange County Public Schools lifted their mask mandate for staff. Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci says with the amount of vaccinated and boosted individuals, communities will have some level of protection.
The combination of vaccinated and boosted people and the protection afforded by prior infection will have a level of protection in the community.
According to USA Facts, 66% of Florida's population has been fully vaccinated and only 25% received their booster shot. Dyken, along with the CDC, says the best way to protect yourself from COVID-19 is getting vaccinated. If you would like to find out what level your community is, you can visit cdc.gov.
The legislation seeking to improve tenant safety passed yet another hurdle in its effort to become a law. On Thursday, committees in both the House and Senate approved MIA's law. So far, the bill has received bipartisan support in both chambers. If signed into law, residents must receive a 24-hour notice before maintenance can enter an apartment, and employees must undergo mandatory background checks. Arden Villas resident Brittany Placencia says every apartment complex should implement more safety measures.
Not just this apartment, but like every apartment complex should provide those safety measures and not wait till something like this to happen.
Moves on to the House and Senate for a floor vote. If signed into law, the legislation will take effect on July 1st.
Well, I will tell you, and as we
just last week, the Florida Senate unanimously passed SB 692 sexual offenses, sponsored by Senator Linda Stewart. The bill would expand time for reporting rape and make changes in sexual battery laws to help prosecutions. Individuals who were assaulted while incapacitated would have up to a year on the statute of limitations. Political science major Deborah Coffey says the bill is crucial for bringing justice to survivors.
Rape is a really harmful thing that happens emotionally, physically, throughout all aspects. So expanding that is really crucial so women can have more time to really report their cases of sexual assault.
The bill will also give prosecutors more power to bring up suspects' previous sexual offenses during trial. Nightly News will keep you updated as the bill progresses.
Markeith Lloyd was sentenced to death for killing Orlando Police Lieutenant and UCF alumna Deborah Clayton. A judge sentenced Lloyd in an Orange County courtroom on Thursday. It's been 5 years since Lloyd gunned down and killed Clayton. Clayton's family says justice has been served and the outcome is a relief. Orange County Sheriff John Mina says this is good news for the family and the community, but it may not be over yet. Lloyd still has the chance to appeal and can file a motion for a new trial. Nightly News will continue to update you as we receive more information.
Hey Andrew, give me some good news. What's the weather looking like today?
Well, Kristen, things are starting to heat up and just in time for spring break. Today we'll have a high of 85 degrees with a low of 54 with a humidity at around 74%. So we have to remember to dress lightly. As we head into the weekend, there is a 10% chance of rain with a 12-mile-per-hour wind from the east. But with temperatures sitting in the upper 80s and peaking into the low 90s, it should be a perfect time to head over to your favorite theme park.
Thanks for the update, Andrew. After the break, learn how the Recreation and Wellness Center is celebrating Women's History Month.
Plus, see what steps graduating students have to take to order their caps and gowns. We'll be right back.